Hi folks, Thomas Henson here with thomashenson.com, and today I want to do a book review, and the book review is on a book called Start With Why. So find out what I thought about the book Start With Why and why you should read it right after this. So today I'm doing a book review on a book that I finished up. It's called Start With Why. And so this book was gifted to me, and it was gifted to me by one of my managers, and I've just now gotten around to finishing it and actually doing this video on it. So I thought it was a really good book. I saw a lot of information about it around, a TED Talk. So Simon Sinek, he had a famous TED Talk, and you can see it here where, he has like 36 million different views on it. So it's a very, very popular video that he had. And basically the 18-minute video is all about the book that he wrote. And so it's really famous. There's a lot of concepts that I was kind of familiar with before I went in and read the book. So it'd been on my list for a while. So then when it was gifted to me, I was like, all right, definitely want to finish this. And I think it's such a good book that I actually wanted to share it with you guys, so that maybe, you guys can go back and read it and find some of the information and maybe apply it to, projects that you're working on, the organization, or if you're an entrepreneur, your startup. So what your, some of the principles there, and then, why, all the research, why he thinks it's successful. So, like I said, it was a famous TED Talk. The real big principle around it and in where he talks about his TED Talk was the golden circle. And so the golden circle starts with his why, the how, and the what. And just by the title of the book, you can probably understand that he's talking about it's important, the most important thing for companies, cultures, and you as a person, an individual contributor or part of a team, is to focus on the why you're doing these things, not how you're doing it, not the technical what's you're doing. And so he really, really enforces that and puts a lot of research into it too. So I think it's a very, very, very good book. You should go out there, check it out. Another thing that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about is there's a quote in there. So pulling from the book, he says, "The golden circle provides evidence for how much we can achieve if we remind ourselves we start everything by first asking why." And so it's important, and this goes into so many different aspects other than just your career and work, but just why are you doing the things that you're doing? And then if you know those things, you can start focusing on how you're going to do it and what you're going to do it. And really what he's saying in there is people buy your passion. So if you're passionate about things, then you're going to be successful. You're going to find ways, and you're going to be able to, if you're building a team, if you're selling a product, if you're, on a team and you're trying to get a project worked on, you're pitching it to your boss or some of your leadership, having that purpose and that passion is going to drive you and make you more successful. Because otherwise, if you're just kind of just mumbling through and say, hey, this is the project we want to work on, and this is, what we're trying to do for it, you're not coming off as passionate, and it's kind of hard for other people to, be infected by it in a positive way, your passion, and kind of bring people into your group. So it's a really good book about persuasion, why we do the things that we do, but then also, like I said, he puts some science into it. One story that I wanted to share was talking about why, and then how to, how to kind of take our why and find out how we're going to do it and what we're going to do it. I had gotten advice a long time ago from a mentor, and I was a contractor at that time. I was like, what do I do to really, focus on my customer, but then also be successful, in my individual career? And one of the things that he gave me, so he was a CTO at a company, we were having lunch, he says that, what he finds in people that are good project managers, good individual contributors, is they're able to see through their customers. And what he meant by that was they're able to see through what they want now and know what they're going to need in the next 2 to 3 years. And having that why is going to help you be able to figure out, okay, passionate about that, what your customers are passionate about that if you're, working as a contractor or working, just in an enterprise in general. And then now you can focus on, okay, what's important for them in 2 to 3 years based off of what, based off of their why and based off of your why too. So just wanted to share that little comment. And then one other thing that I really liked from the book, there's a ton of examples in the book, but one that really stuck out to me, maybe it's because I'm a little bit older and I remember how popular these phones were, but this concept of novelty versus innovation, and the example and anecdote around it was the Motorola Razr. So the Motorola Razr, if everybody remembers, was a really popular phone. I know a ton of people that had them. I think 50 million were sold worldwide. But Simon says that that's more of a novelty, because if you look at kind of what happened and, looking back at the company's future, or what happened to the company after it, they didn't really buy off of that, build off of that success there. And so part of his thing was is they had a novelty item, but they didn't really have something that was innovative, because it was eclipsed later on. So 50 million, and then within four years later, the CEO that was involved with that, he stepped down. So that's just one example that Simon built in there, and kind of hit close to me, just because of the fact that I remember how successful Motorola was at the time. But there were so many things that happened right after that, with iPhones being released and some of the other things. So a lot of his examples focus around Apple. So the Motorola example there kind of really plays into that. But make sure you check out the book, listen to some of the other examples, some of the other success stories, and some of the other success failures, and be able to bring those into your career and your company, your organization. So make sure you subscribe so that you always get updates. So I do Big Data, Big Questions, and I'll answer questions there. But I also do book reviews and some other things that are career-oriented for data engineers, people in technology, and IT. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.